Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is John Paul Investing. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about how you guys can go about doing your own due diligence whenever you find a stock that you kind of have some interest in, or if you see something that like maybe you thought looks good but now you're not sure where to go next. Well, this is going to be a video for you guys, especially if you don't really have a I guess a standardized process of researching stocks that you seem to like or want to know if you should invest in these. So this will be a way for you guys to be able to, get a variety of tools and use them to your benefit to, learn more about a particular company and then figure out if you should invest in them or if you should sit on the sidelines and possibly look for other investment opportunities. So firstly guys, if you like watching videos like this one, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. This way you get notified when I make videos just like this one, and it's a way for you to show your support for the channel. If you would like access to our private Discord community of over 150 members and would like to know exactly when I buy and sell specific stocks that we talk about here on this channel, then I recommend you guys go to the link in the description and check out the Patreon group. There's only a limited number of seats guys, so I recommend you guys check it out sooner than later. And lastly guys, WeBull is offering up to 2 free stocks for the month of February. All you have to do is go to the other link in the description and open an account with them and then deposit $100 and then you will get your 2 free stocks. You can then sell these stocks and then do whatever you want with that money. It essentially is risk-free money guys, so go ahead and check out the other link in the description. I did want to update you guys and say that I did add over 1,000 shares in Sensonics since my last video, and I have since added 300 shares back into Nano Dimension. So the first thing you want to do is, if you find a company that you really like and you're not sure what about them besides stock price that you should like about them, you should go into Google and simply type in that ticker symbol that you would like to look up. So for this example, I will be using Sensonics, no surprise there, and the stock ticker for Sensonics is SENS. So the first thing you'll stumble across whenever you type in Sensonics is the stock ticker on Google Finance, and it'll show you the chart here, and then you can scroll down and see if there's any news about them. And then if you scroll down more, you'll be able to see the actual website. So the first place I would recommend you guys to check out is their website. So all you would have to do is just type in SENS. You might get some other random companies here, but you have to know what you're looking up before you go and Google it. SENS stands for Sensonics, so we know Sensonics is the website for this business. So when you're on their website, you want to check their investor relations page. This is where you're going to be able to see more stock information. You'll be able to see any events and publications that they might release, SEC filings, which are required by the company to submit to the SEC whenever they make any material changes, or they have to state any beneficial owners in the company, things like that. We have news releases whenever they want to release something of importance to you guys as investors. Corporate governance, this is who's running the business. If you would like email alerts from the company itself, then this is a great way to get that activated on your email address. So this way you do get notified from the company directly whenever they do something that would be of interest to you as an investor. And then accessibility, if you need to contact them or anything along those lines. So the next thing I'm going to look at is the SEC filing. So you are able to either go on the company's website page and then check investor relations SEC filings, or there's another way to do this, which is a lot more direct and at the source. So essentially what you do is you go into Google or your address bar, depending if you have your search bar tied to Google. Then you would type in SEC space Edgar. Okay, so whenever you type that out in Google, you will be led to this page here that says company search page. You want to click this page and it will lead you to the Edgar Company Filings lookup page. This box right here is where you'll be able to look up any stock tickers that you might be interested in. And in this case, we're interested in Sensonics, so we are going to type in SENS. And the first thing that pops up is going to be Sensonics Holdings. When you click on it, you will essentially be led to a web page that it kind of, in a sense, is a digital file cabinet for the company, where just imagine that there is a huge warehouse full of cabinets, and each cabinet represents a specific stock ticker or a company that you're interested in. So right now we are looking at the Sensonics file cabinet, and each of these filings are things that they have to produce for the company based on the requirements from the SEC. This is stuff that the companies have to do. So whenever they want to, make any disclosures, if there's any new beneficial owners, or if they have to make a statement on who currently still owns a substantial part in the company. When they need to release their quarterly statements or their yearly statements, this is where they're going to put them, guys. So this is where you will look for any things of interest in the company. I think the easiest document to look at whenever you're first starting, especially if you didn't even know this existed before this video, is to first just look at their most recent 10Q. So from the top, we don't see any 10Qs, but then we scroll down and then we will come across their first 10Q for the third quarter of last year, 2020. So whenever you click on that, you will get led to this next page, which will hold all of the documents inside of the particular file that you're looking at in the file cabinet. So essentially, we're going to look at the first one, which is the actual 10Q. Everything else is just a bunch of exhibits and maybe pictures and things like that. Really, the one of interest is going to be the first document in the filing. So when you click on a 10Q, you will be led to this page, which will give you just basic disclosures about the company that you should know, things like the shares outstanding, their balance sheet. You'll see their earnings here, 3 months ended, 9 months ended, and a whole lot of other information about the company that you would be of interest if you are looking to invest in the company. They have a ton of information here that you can read. So for example, we have the organization and nature of operations for Sensonics here. We have a going concern for liquidity updates and a lot of other things that you would see in the financials that they give you statements. So you kind of have a better idea of what the changes in their financials are. And that way you can substantiate the numbers and see, okay, well, they cut back on cash because they disclosed that they paid down some debts or things like that. You'll be able to see that in their 10Qs. So the next place I wanted to share with you guys is Macro Trends. This is a website that I really like to use when it comes to accounting for stock splits, especially, and then looking at other metrics like price to earnings, price to sales. It's not always accurate, but it's a good way to visualize what a company is doing or performing in the numbers. It's a good way to visualize it because they have graphs and things of that nature. So the first thing we're going to look at is the any stock splits that they might have had. So you can click any of these when you type in the ticker, because you'll be led to a menu that looks like this. And if you go to prices and then stock splits, you'll be able to see if they have had any stock splits in the past. And this would essentially account for any of those stock splits. So right now, accounting all stock splits, we are still not near the previous highs in the business back in June of 2018. But right now we can see that we are approaching these highs, and if there was any stock splits, it would account for this. Now, if you go over to price ratios, this is another really good one that I like to look at because it helps you visualize what the price to earnings in the company are looking like. So the top one actually represents the chart, the stock chart, and it's very not detailed at all. It's not refined at all. But on the bottom, you'll see the chart. You'll see the bar chart, which displays the earnings per share. This is where you'll actually see the trend if their earnings are getting lower and lower, or if they're becoming more and more profitable as time goes on. So you can use this tool to look through a bunch of different ratios and see if a company does look to pan out with what you're looking for in the business. And it really is a good way to check how the company is performing and really get a visual aspect of your analysis besides just looking at SEC filings only. So MarketWatch is a tool that I also like to use mainly to look at the financials if I don't want to pull up the SEC filings and pull up their recent 10Q. This is a good alternative if you don't want to look at SEC filings quite yet. I think that MarketWatch is an easier tool to use besides Yahoo Finance. I think it's a lot easier to read, in my opinion. It really does make it pretty easy. So all you would do is go to the search bar and type in the stock ticker like I just did right now. You type in SENS for Sensonics, and then if you scroll down, you will see this this bar down here that says overview, profile, which gives you an idea of what the company is, charts, financials, historical quotes. I like to go just into financials, put it on a quarterly basis, and then check the balance sheet so you can get the most recent balance sheet and see how the company is doing financially in the most recent quarter. And then you can go into the income statement on a quarterly basis. So you can click on income statement and then make sure it's on quarterly. And then you will see any material changes in the company's financials on the income statement. And they make it pretty easy to read. I really like it. They put this this nice little bar chart on the right side. Again, gives you some more visual of the company versus just looking at the numbers and having to compare them. Now, if you guys didn't already know this on Webull, if you do go to your stock ticker of choice on Webull, you'll actually be able to scroll down and check out the releases, and you'll actually be able to see any SEC filings here in kind of an easier, user-friendly way. It'll essentially just pull up the file directly. So let's say the S3 Sensonics Holdings, it'll pull up the form S3 immediately without you having to, go through the search tool and type in the ticker and then go through the filing and do all of that. You don't have to do all of that if you use the Webull side. So this is another perk if you do decide to open a Webull account using the link in the description. So another place I like to go just to see what investors are talking about a stock is on StockTwits. Just go to stocktwits.com and type in your stock ticker of choice, and then you will be led to Sensonics in this case. And if you scroll down, you will see a bunch of different people commenting, investors commenting on this stock that might be bullish, might be bearish. They'll let you know too, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the general retail market is thinking about the stock. Now, I will say that this is the place that you should take with the absolute most grain of salt that you can, because these are all retail investors who are doing their own analysis. Any difference in analysis between you and a different investor, it might make you change your opinion a little bit more than theirs. Your conclusion might be different than their conclusion, meaning that their valuation on the company might be a lot different than your valuation on the company. And this is kind of the beautiful thing about the stock market, by the way, is the fact that two people can look at the same information and then come up with entirely different conclusions. And in the end, really depending on whose analysis was better in that aspect, might determine who gets the best rewards in that specific stock. So like I said, this is a place that you can look, but take it with a grain of salt. But it's just somewhere I like to go just to see what other people are thinking. If everyone's bearish but I think the company's doing well, then this could be an edge for yourself as an investor as opposed to everyone else who is betting against the stock. So there's this website that I actually found not too long ago called finviz.com. I'm not sponsored by these guys at all. I just wanted to show you that I really like their screening tool. So if you go to finviz.com and then go to screener, you can set whatever parameters you want to basically weed out any of the other stocks that you're not interested in, either depending on the market cap, their earnings date, target price, if they have a dividend yield or not, the day they IPO, the sector that they're in, if they have any float short interest above or below a certain percentage of your liking, companies with specific shares outstanding, the industry, the float volume, the country they're traded in, a certain stock price. Guys, they make it really easy to, be able to pick out a certain stock based on a certain criteria that you have within a business. So I just wanted to share with you guys how you can start doing your own due diligence whenever you find companies that you like but are not sure where to go next. It's a matter of using a variety of the tools I showed you in this video and cross-referencing everything together to build a bigger picture in your head to see, okay, is this company a growing company so they're not profitable right now? Or is this a company that's already huge that is able to pay out earnings to their investors in the form of dividends? Is this a company that is setting themselves up to grow? Is this a company that has a healthy balance sheet? Do they have enough cash to cover their short-term debts? Are they pulling out too much debts? Are they running the business on other people's money, or are they able to use their own money to scale the business? Are they having to constantly raise money? Are they paying out their board members a lot more than they're paying out their employees? Do they have stock-based compensation plans? Are the board members or higher-ups in the business buying more shares in the company, or are they letting them go? How are their valuations compared to other companies in this sector? Do they have a product that's actually going to better humanity and mankind? Is this something that is not patented? Is this something that possibly could be beat out by competitors? These are all things that you should be asking yourself when looking at a company. And I'm sure I left out a ton of other things, but these are just right off the top of my head. These are things that should be of importance to you as investors. And I just gave you pretty much all the tools that you would really need to figure these things out. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. If you liked what you're watching, please go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to get notified when I make videos just like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Best of luck to you, and I will see you in the next video.